What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out. This is my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, ergo therefore, I wanted to talk about the whole IGN with the freaking how to unsubscribe to Game Pass and all that stuff. Someone in the comments, I forgot who it was, but shout out to you, kind of posited a point in that they said, well, what if it is pretty difficult as opposed to, you know, unsubscribing to PSN or Nintendo online, whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's a good point, but that's not the point, because they didn't put out articles on how to unsubscribe to PSN, did they? No. Or PS Plus, whatever, right? They didn't put out an article how to unsubscribe to Nintendo online, whatever the hell it's called. Did they? No. So while that was a good try, nah. But anyway, appreciate the comments. What I wanted to talk about was the fact that all these Ponies and Donkey Unicorns out there are swearing that Blade might come to PlayStation. Just like they thought Bethesda, just like they thought Starfield was gonna come, even though Cyberpunk said exclusive. Literally the words exclusive. Maybe they can't read English sometimes, I don't know. But look, the writing's on the wall. If you're paying attention, Ponies, Donkey Unicorns, pay attention. So the night of the TGAs, whatever, they didn't put an Xbox bumper in front or behind or anything. It's just, you know, Arcane Studios, Leon, Bethesda, right? You know, who owns them? Xbox, Microsoft, whatever. So you put two and two together, boom. That's like Insomniac putting out a trailer, right? Of whatever. I don't know, Nightcrawler by Insomniac, but they don't put the PlayStation in front behind. Is everybody gonna be like, oh, it's multi-platform, everybody's gonna play that? Oh no. Sony owns Insomniac. It's a PlayStation game, period. Think, use your brains. Anyway, so I'm looking at the internet the other day, yesterday, and I said, oh, what's this? What's this on the Xbox YouTube channel? Woo, the X. It's the Blade trailer. Oh, wow, that's great. And then at the end it says Xbox, it says Microsoft. Is that clear enough for you now? Is that clear? Is that clear? Now, you can still say, oh, it can still be multi-plat. It can still not be exclusive. Look at Minecraft, they have the same thing, boo-boo-boo-boo. You know what, you're right. But I don't think Microsoft is playing that game, because if you look at the recent history, I guess the past couple of years, this whole generation, let's just say that, Microsoft has been taking notes, this generation and last generation, of what Sony has been doing. Just like Sony was taking notes during the 360 generation. That's why Sony is in the predicament they are now, because they haven't evolved past that mindset. Now, Microsoft sees the exclusives. They see these Marvel games that are exclusives. They see most of the games that they have in-house, first-party games, exclusive, right? Of course. So why would Microsoft treat their precious cargo any different than Sony's? Because the public perception is that only Sony can have exclusives and Microsoft can't, or only Nintendo can have exclusives and Microsoft can't. Where did this come from? So what's happening now, and it's a hard pill to swallow for you Donkey Unicorns and you Ponies, is that Microsoft is setting the table. They're rewriting the rule book that y'all thought y'all knew, but you didn't know. You thought you knew it, but you didn't know. And so now, when Microsoft owns a company, unless specifically stated that it will remain multi-plat, if they don't say nothing, I'ma say y'all ain't getting it. I'ma just, If that, and also you got to realize that the FTC is still on their case. They're still doing this lawsuit stuff, so they got to keep it cool. Remember, Microsoft is constantly playing 69D chess, and you ponies and donkey unicorns can't get it. You don't relate. All you guys are doing is crying about Spider-Man 2 not winning any awards, 007, and I'm like, I keep watching those clips over and over again. And all these donkey unicorns, all these ponies screaming like little biatches because a stupid game didn't win Game of the Year at the Jeffies. Now, as far as I understand it, Insomniac has never won an award. Well, okay, they've never won Game of the Year. Let's just say that. We all know that, right? But I mean, Sony didn't win anything. I'm like, did they even show up? Did they show? I think they didn't show any first party game. I don't count the third party deals. That's like, oh, that's a Sony exclusive. Look, it's a PlayStation exclusive only because, I don't know, I'm slurring. It's a PlayStation exclusive only because they paid for it. Doesn't that sound familiar? Colin Moriarty? Paying for exclusives? Why don't you grow it organically? Why don't you got all those studios? Make it exclusive. What's wrong with y'all? Oh, I forgot. All of y'all are making games and service games. Oops, let's cancel 6 of them. Oops, Bungie's out of, oops, everything is falling apart. Oops. Seems like that organic diet that y'all were on ain't working out. Maybe y'all need a steak with some GMOs and some hormones in it. Get some muscles. Get some brain cells growing. Whatever GMO chemical makes your brain grow. I wish they would do that. Like, instead of, anyway, don't want to get all whatever. Point is that I'm looking at Microsoft, and they've made like 1 or 2 mistakes this generation, and they were quickly rectified. But Sony has been making multiple variations on mistakes. And it's like they get so many free passes. It's ridiculous. Like I said, if the tables were turned and that was Microsoft, they would be getting crucified every week, every day, every night. One example that I just heard today, because I was listening to Podcast Beyond. Don't ask me why I put myself through the torturous. I like Max Schofield. Let's just say that. Everybody else kick rocks. Anyway, he was interviewing a disabled gamer. I don't remember what the name of the disabled gamer was. I believe they had MS. Anyway, that disabled gamer reviewed the PlayStation accessibility controller. I don't even know what it's called, but I'm gonna just call it that. The round controller for disabled people. And this disabled person reviewed it. And guess what this person gave it? Now, mind you, this is a PlayStation fan, not fanboy, a fan, very intelligent person. Guess what they gave it? Wasn't an 8. Wasn't a 9. 7. Gave it a 7, just like the Steam Deck, 7. And of course, on the IGN scale, a 7 is good, But let's be real, 7 ain't good. And so they, I don't know if it was he or she, they described it as the controller is okay, but the main problems with the controller is, I'm paraphrasing, the shape of the controller is hard for certain people who have certain mobility issues. And I'm like, this is an accessibility controller. How are you going to design a controller that is hard for someone who has a disability to use, and this is supposed to be for how? It doesn't make sense. How? And then that's the first part. It's like, oh yeah, it's hard because some of us have, depending on, the appendages, some of us have it's hard to reach, and it's hard to, different positions. And it's like, yeah, the shape is not good. It's not conducive of, it's not ergonomic enough for, a person with these disabilities. I was like, okay. And this person has MS, right? And then they say, and the buttons are too hard to press. And I'm like, who designed this? How are you gonna design an accessibility controller specifically for people with disabilities, right? And the buttons are too hard to, that's literally the first thing you should be like, okay, yeah. Like, get a little toddler, and if they can press it, then maybe, we'll see, because some toddlers are strong, you know what I'm saying? Little babies be like, right? But I'm just saying, look, they can't even get they can't even get an accessibility controller right. I can't even say accessibility, right? And they're supposed to be the kings of accessibility, and they got the colors, and they got all this stuff, and they can't get a controller right. Then this person says, I think they designed this controller primarily for paraplegic and quadriplegics. And I was like, what's the point? What's the point? Why would you? It feels like hubris almost. It's like, oh, we're just, for the disabled people, the people in wheelchairs. It's like, that's not, the people who can't walk, like, no. There's way more disabilities out there than just quadriplegic and paraplegic. There's more people that have different issues. And they talked about the Xbox One and how it's good, but it's not a controller, a full controller. It's more of a base station to add the accessories necessary to accommodate whatever you need, which is better because, well, I mean, I guess the PlayStation controller can do that too, but as it is in the box, it's not a full controller either, and the shape is just messed up. Anyway, whatever. It's just mess up after mess up over there at PlayStation, and I'm gonna be here to talk about it because it's funny to me. While Porter Rock and J-Dub are trying to scrape up any little giblet of negative news or something to flip, something to spin negatively for Xbox. I mean, I wonder when they're gonna kind of give up. I mean, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, and then Wolverine comes out, yeah, Wolverine. Yo, I want to go back to Blade for a second real quick, because I was watching a lot of the, who was it? It was Amazing Lucas. And it was some other people too. And they were like, Blade. He was like, okay, all right, let's go, right? All that. And I'm like, yo, you didn't see the little Bethesda, arcade layout? You didn't see none of that, right? Y'all just not paying attention, right? You didn't see none of that. And it's like they're getting hyped for Blade because they think it's gonna be on PlayStation. But anyway, I talked about that last video. But I mean, it's funny. You look at Spider-Man, cool. Wolverine, cool. You look at Wolverine, you look at Blade, and you're like, okay, well, while Wolverine is cool because of the characters that are adjacent to Wolverine, which is pretty cool. You think about the gameplay though. And Wolverine is he's just a beast. He's just like a melee, right? But Blade is a little more, little kung fu, you know what I'm saying? If you just base it off of like the Wesley Snipes movies, which first one and the second one, they were good. Third one, and you're like, all right, this is something, So anyway, I think Blade is a good look. Anyway, sorry, I'm rehashing. But let me know in the comments below, like, what y'all think about the whole the accessibility controller mess up, because it got a 7. It's as good as the Steam Deck, I guess, in their eyes. And also, I guess the realization that that Blade is on the Xbox. I mean, it's kind of confirmed or publicly put out there right now. It's on the Xbox channel. It's not on PlayStation's YouTube. So, I don't know, 1 + 1 = 2 some places. Just saying. What y'all think about that? And also, you know, the allude to the IGN article about how to change the subscription. I know we talked about it. You don't have to re-up on that button, but I appreciate the comments though. But as far as like Blade, real quick, I'm interested in the game. Yes, I want to know how it plays and what it looks like and stuff. But also, my more interesting to me is how they can expand upon like a Marvel relationship. You say, okay, well, boom, we have Blade, and it was let's assume it was successful, right? And we say, boom, Blade is successful, and so we want to make some more deals with you, Xbox. This is Marvel talking to Xbox. You know, Xbox is like, all right, let's go. And like, what you got, Leon? What you got, Arcane? What you got for us? And then they spit them, I don't know, maybe some Moon Knight Blade or Blade 2 with Moon Knight and the Night Stalkers, I think is the group that they were together with. It was it Doctor Strange, Blade, Moon Knight, Ghost Rider? I don't remember. But was it Night Stalkers or Dark Stalkers? I don't remember. But anyway, there's a possibility for something to be bigger than as far as Blade goes. And the cool thing about that is that it's kind of like I was alluding to before, how Favreau made Iron Man a freaking household name. Nobody knew who Iron Man was. And John Favreau put out a good ass movie with a good ass actor, with good ass writing, and guess what? Everybody loves Iron Man now. So, same thing can apply to Blade, where Blade has already had its shine, you know, with Wesley Snipes back in the day. And it could have a resurgence now, because people know what Blade is. Like, it's not like people knew Iron Man too, but they thought he was like, you know, C tier or whatever. But Blade has always had a bit of respect, except for that third movie. Everybody loves Blade. So I think this is definitely a good look. It's in France. I guess it's in Paris. That's cool. Because the developer is from Paris, is in Paris, in Lyon, to be specific. And I mean, from there they can change locations, add some characters. I don't know how the structure is going to be. Whether it's going to be, it could be like different bosses, different characters from Marvel. That's the cool thing about it. It's like, it's Blade, so you're gonna have Marvel villains. You know, Morbius might show up. You know, it's all vampire related, basically. So Morbius might team up. Maybe Morbius, you fight him, and then he turns and he's like, okay, well, we're friends now, or whatever. You know, there's a whole bunch of things they could do depending on the writing. So I'm definitely interested. I'll definitely play it. Hello. But I know I'm rambling too much. I apologize. I'm still getting over a little blah blah. But I appreciate. I always appreciate. I always write. I read all the comments. When you see the thumb up, that's me. I'm thumbing up everything. Everything gets a thumb up. If you get 2 thumbs up, then somebody else thumbed it up, but I'm just it. And yeah. Let me know in the comments. Y'all got anything else to say? Let me know. And I appreciate. I'll check you out on the next one. Tilt the weight.